Hi everyone, it's Whimsy. So I just got up, had myself a nice cup of coffee, and decided that I would give you today's remote viewing. So it's kind of a nice meditation. I did it over the last couple of days, and I've been just taking notes about what I wanted to share with you about some of the messages during the meditations. One of the things that people have asked me to do is if I could go into the future. People are the future economy. People are very frightened about images of the future going forward. When I put myself into an HCRV and I follow the energy, where is it taking us? This is going to sound really strange, and I was almost afraid to put it out there, but then I remembered that when I do a meditation, I have to give you folks the information. So literally what I heard was that war is being phased out. War is being phased out. And the reason that war is being phased out is because, and this is just how it looked, is because there are intense changes happening in capitalism, how people make profits and how people address capitalism. So you have arms dealers, people that make money on violence. They make money promoting violence between different groups. But what has happened energetically, particularly now that COVID is here, is that a lot of people are reassessing their values and their ethics. And if you follow this energy of capitalism, the same thing is that's happening to the poor is happening to the rich. COVID is killing everyone. It's not just killing the poor, it's killing the rich. And so this is a time of reckoning for all of us. It's a time of accounting reckoning for all of us, where we have to ask ourselves, what is going to be our legacy? What are we going to leave behind? What kind of world are we going to leave our descendants? And so when you follow capitalism and you follow the warmonger energy, it kind of falls apart because people just don't want to participate anymore. And instead, what seems to be emerging, I can only describe as a type of creative capitalism. Energetically, it feels like a creative capitalism. And when you sit in this creative energy, the interesting thing about it is that it is emerging from the survivors of racism, the survivors of sexism, discrimination, gender politics, apartheid. And from the suffering and from the ashes rises the phoenix, and it emerges as this creative capitalism in the sense that the artist wins. So you have the wars, and you have the rubble of the wars, and it's terrifying and it's horrifying. And oh my God, can this get any worse? And from those ashes rises the phoenix, and the phoenix is the artist. It's the Tupacs, it's the Maya Angelos, it's the John Steinbeck, whoever inspires and raises you up. That's an artist that has taken their pain and transformed it into something that is divine and sacred and holy, and allows us as fellow human beings to be our best selves. And so there is this sacred dance that starts to happen between people's work, people's labor, self-respect, respect for others, respect for one's work, and the need to infuse the creative into the work. And alongside that comes a colorblind capitalism as well, in the sense that prejudice hurts the bottom line, right? I'll give you an example. Apologies to the chess community. But the world of chess, the game of chess, still engages in eugenics, right? In the Victorian era, if you were white and you were male, you could prove you were superior to the other races because you could read, you could write, you were educated, and you could play chess, right? chess proved you were intellectually superior. So you were superior to females, you were superior to black. It became a status symbol of eugenics. And unfortunately today, it still is a status symbol of eugenics, in the sense that if you're female, you have you have the male chess world, which is the American Chess Championships. That is the subject, and then the other that sits in the back of the bus, right? The other, this is how apartheid works. The female chess player is in the back, and she isn't the priority, so we don't put as much money into funding. We kind of shuffle, and there's this deviation between even though it's a mental game that has nothing to do with whether or not your gender is male or female. So that would be an example of how a business model is hurting the bottom line, right? So now we have chess being popular. They had the Queen's Gambit, and all these women fell in love with chess. And a lot of the new people signing up at chess.com are females, and we love chess, and we're having a great time. And that world of apartheid that created these fake discrimination, these fake separations between people, whether it was race or female or male, etc., didn't help the chess clubs. It didn't bring in more customers. It didn't sell more chess boards. It actually cost them a lot of money. And so I think that what we see with this emerging creative capitalism is that when you discriminate against half the population, when you discriminate against anyone, when you hold people back, when you don't encourage their creativity, when you don't encourage education in the sciences, we all get held back. And so this new emerging creative capitalism is colorblind, it's gender blind, and it's all about the arts. It's all just about the art. It's all about the music. It's all about the vision. It's all about creating a beautiful world. It's, hey, this is my heaven on earth. Let me share a little with you. I got extra. I made the most heavenly pasta dish, and I made plenty for everybody. It's that kind of energy of I'm focusing on creating heaven and giving it to as many people as possible. And this is ultimately the function of why we are here. So we're moving away from this warmonger, make money, war, to people just don't want to do it anymore. People want to go into creativity. You have 60-year-olds learning hip hop. It's just a different vibration. The interesting thing also is that science and creativity start to merge more. So you have a lot of investing in new innovation, particularly new innovation in the form of green jobs, taking pride in what we produce. As I went further into this meditation, the other thing I felt was really connected to the deity Oshun. Oshun, the river goddess, Yoruba, the goddess of femininity and beauty, and the sweet life and the good life, and the luxurious life. And, what can we do to create the good life? When you meditate, what can we do to create the good life? When you meditate on this energy of Oshun, it's all about respect too. This is an energy that they say is deeply offended. And what offends the feminine, what offends the feminine divine is lack of respect in gentle society. That's the energy of Oshun. Oshun as a goddess is the energy of the sweet life, of the honey, of romantic love, of mating calls, of the sweet waters, the circulatory system, nurturing. It feels good to be in this energy. It's very closely in the Jewish religion. It's very closely connected with the Shekinah, that beautiful energy we feel as Jewish people when we light the Shabbat candles on Friday nights. We bring in the feminine divine, right? It exists in our tradition as Jewish people as the Shekinah. There's this idea of bringing in the feminine, the divine, the sweet, right? So that energy is coming in, but it's coming in a lot with self-respect. That we must respect ourselves and respect others. That's why name calling is something that we really need to do away with, based on what someone's political affiliation is. I think 9 times out of 10 it's misunderstandings and misinformation. So we don't need to be speaking disrespectfully to one another, calling each other names. That's toxic. Also, it keeps the vibration low, and we give respect to the other, even if they don't respect us, because of this understanding that we know who they are, and we hope that the day will come when they remember who they are, which is that they're a child of the divine, as are we all, and part of this great opportunity to create heaven here on earth, which is ultimately our purpose here. All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening to this remote viewing. And be sure and share, like, and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. And my information is below if you're interested in a reading. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time.